Welcome to Moo Chats, authentic conversations from inside the herd. This is where we bring the chats we have every day in Salon out into the open. Real people, real stories, a little bit of laughter, and the kind of connection that makes you feel right at home. So grab yourself a cuppa, get comfy, and let's dive in. Hi everyone, I'm Amy, your host for Moo Chats, and today I have a really exciting guest. I'm really excited about this one, can you tell? Katie Jansons from Winchester. So you are the Winchester Salon owner, franchisee, franchise partner, so many different names. Thank you for coming on. I've got so much to talk to you about. I'm going to start with a little quick fire round, just to get us all warmed up.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go into your intro.
Okay.
And I have a few surprises in there for you.
Oh, okay.
Don't cry. Okay, quick fire round, Katie Jansons.
Yes.
Tea or coffee?
Oh, tea.
Do you like Builder's tea?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
no
milky?
sugar.
No.
Yeah, good, strong. Good glug of milk.
Like you feel like you're getting some caffeine.
Yeah.
Amazing. Favourite biscuit?
Oh, ginger nut. But don't dunk it in the tea.
I don't think I've ever had anyone say ginger nut's their favourite.
I love ginger nut. They're really hard and you get a good snap.
Why
Love
would
it.
you not dunk it in the tea though?
Oh no, I can't stand soggy biscuits. Ugh. Gives me the ugh.
Sweet or savoury?
I would say, can I just have both?
Sure.
Probably sweet if I had to. If it was pudding, I never can say no.
Okay. Well, what's your favourite pudding then?
Lemon meringue pie.
Oh,
yeah.
That's mine.
Love
I love it
Absolutely
so
love
much.
It. Yeah.
PJs or no PJs?
Oh, PJs.
Is it an age thing? Do we just get to a certain age where you're like, oh, you've got to put a PJ on?
Yeah, I think also, if you have a really long day, there is nothing better than when you get home, bra off,
PJs on.
You know, and you're just like, PJs on, and you're just like, and it's like that moment of just your body is free and cosy.
The girls are free. Glitter or chrome? I had to do this considering your Disco Moo. This is a tough one, I know.
Well, if it's an accent nail, just one, I'd have glitter.
Do we still do accent nails?
Oh my God, yes. If it's all, then I'd do chrome. If I could have both, I'd have both.
How would you do that? Glitter
and I'd have foil as well, just to top it off. Don't believe me, ask Jade.
Yeah. So as we go through this episode, you'll learn that Disco Moo loves everything bright, bold, glittery, sparkly. Yeah.
I think in another life I was a magpie. Anything sparkly and shiny, I'm just like, ooh.
Yes. And then current binge watch. What are you watching at the minute?
So I'm watching The Fortune, which I really like. That's on Channel 5. It's really good. It's like a thriller. But I've also, I know you're going to like this one, Dutton Ranch.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
I love it.
I hate that we have to wait a week for an episode though.
But then I'm pacing myself, so I go 2 weeks and then I can watch 2 episodes.
I just want to be Beth.
Yeah.
But it's not ramping up enough for me yet. Like it's a little bit slow.
I think there's something big coming. It's building and you can feel it. And
And
they've
I
had all
love
these
them too.
trials and tribulations and you're kind of like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
Yeah, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Beth
I'd love Beth to be my
Rip,
best
isn't
friend.
she? Oh, I just want to be her.
Yeah.
I'd love
to
be
go on a
lying in
night
that
out with
bath
her.
with a fag and a glass of champagne.
If I could go on a night out with Beth, that would be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I bet you she's not. Well, she's lovely, isn't she? The lady that. What's her name that plays it? She's English.
Don't
isn't
ask
she?
me names. My memory in names.
She's English, but she is lovely.
Yeah.
And Rip is really like calm, kind person in real life.
Yeah. But I think that character is just so it's the rugged, but it's also like heart of gold.
Oh, I just love them both so much.
It.
Yeah, I'm absolutely digging it. You watching Clarkson's Farm at the minute?
No.
Oh, so good.
Not a big fan.
Well, it was like animal porn the other day.
Oh.
The last episode, it was like everybody was just bonking. All the animals. It's like springtime. Even the snails were at it.
You see, I follow Disco Farm on Instagram, so I get all my farming little hits on, as I'm doom scrolling. I follow that relentlessly. Lambing, I'm there for it. Pygmy goats, love them.
I love Clarkson's Farm so much. OK, we're going to go into the intro now.
OK.
So, the woman sitting across from me has been part of the herd for 10 years. I actually looked up your first appointment.
16th of May.
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. She first walked into Mooeys Farnham back in May 2016 as a client, and somewhere along the way she fell so hard for what we do that she went and bought herself a salon. Katie Jansons, everyone, or as we know and love her, Disco Moo, because there is always time for a party. First on the dance floor, last to leave, Disco Moo through and through, and her love of glitter and chrome. Now, I asked the people who love her to share some information with me. her daughter Rosie told me that Katie embodies everything Mooeys is about, that she's never seen her mum happier than when she's in the salon with the team and chatting to clients, and that she faces absolutely everything with a smile.
That's going to make me cry.
Oh, sorry. She's the one jumping at any chance to put a Mooeys logo on something and make it brand colours, the creative brand behind ideas like the car freshener. And Amelia, who works alongside her, calls her the light of the Winchester salon and quite possibly the chattiest person she's ever met.
Yes.
Apparently, the two of them together are basically Calamity Jane. There's a story about cutting their fingers, walking paint through the salon and tipping over the same hole in perfect sync. And a deep shared love of an ice cream when the bus is running late.
Oh, yes.
She'll also lose her phone when it's literally hanging around her neck. We love her for it. This time, only a few years ago, Katie was a project manager in the tech world. Then redundancy came a-knocking, and instead of diving back into corporate life, she took the biggest leap of faith in herself and launched Mooeys Winchester. It's been a proper roller coaster, a real family affair with Toby, Henry and Rosie all in it together. She's poured every bit of her structure, planning and creativity into building something that's completely and utterly hers. So today, we're getting right under the bonnet, from corporate to Mooeys, the highs, the wobbles, and what's actually driving this absolute powerhouse. Welcome.
Aww.
I love these intros because it allows me to really share, like, your awesomeness.
Yeah, I think it's interesting when you hear about someone from someone else's perspective, don't you? Because I mean, I don't think of myself like that. I don't think, no, I'm just doing my doing, you know, every day.
You're just so busy doing your doing.
Yeah, I just get up and do.
But what Rosie said about you was so beautiful.
Bless her.
I know, she's such a legend, isn't she?
And I think when you think of Rosie, I mean, she turns 21 in a couple of months.
So Rosie's your daughter?
Yeah, Rosie's my daughter.
She also works in my salons.
Yeah. So when I opened Winchester, and the first couple of months when I was sort of working through franchising and everything, my biggest fear was I don't know the industry. I don't know what it is to be a therapist. We'd been open 2 months when I made the decision, no, I'm going to go and do some of the therapist training because it will help me understand what I need to do and what the staff do and influence decisions in a different way to how I was making decisions.
Yeah.
And my daughter had just finished her A-levels, so I was like, actually, you're going to come and get trained as well. It's a good, you know, backup plan. University is right on the...
Because she's studying musical...
She is studying musical theatre.
Yeah.
Loves it, and honestly, I'm so proud of her.
Stagecoach kid?
Yeah, stagecoach teacher at Horsham and stagecoach teacher in Farnham as well before she went off to uni, yeah. So she's loving life doing that, but obviously I wanted to make sure she had other skills. So she came and trained with me. And, you know, it's proved really good for her because actually she can come back in our peak times. She can work in pretty much any of the salons. She's great at just dropping in.
Yeah, we just tell her which one we need covering.
So I think she's worked in 4 out of the 7 salons now. So she was in Horsham yesterday. Ah. So, yeah, so Horsham, Hazelmere, Farnham and Winchester. So,
blimey.
Yeah. She should be called Get Around Moo, but that might be a wrong name.
We had Flutter Moo, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, we still have Flutter Moo with Shannon because she used to do that. Yeah, what did we originally want to call her? We originally wanted to call her Floater Moo, and she was like, I don't want that name, Floater Moo. I don't want that.
But I think having sort of then, when I'd done my training, I was like, oh, okay. And it did help me understand things in a slightly different way. It was just that extra string to my bow.
Yeah.
And I think, having like been in Mooeys for 10 years as...
Yeah, you've seen it.
I did 8 years as a client and now 2 years as a franchisee. So I'd kind of, I don't know, absorbed a lot by osmosis, like sat in this salon every Saturday morning and every other week.
It feels like home though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And it's lovely to come back here and kind of go, oh yeah, it's that nice, like comfy blanket feeling, something familiar.
I remember you saying to me, it wasn't long ago, and you was like, I actually still want to be a client because it's nice having my own salon, but I miss that going and being a client and having your time. You had like, was it 10 o'clock every Saturday?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock every other Saturday. Yeah.
Start of the year, I'd come in with all my dates. I'd stand at the desk. Bless them.
Always buy the courses, wouldn't you? So you'd have, and the biggest courses to save the most money.
I would do my 12 by 10, 12 and you get your 2 free, and I would buy the biggest course. I'd get them all booked in for the entire year.
Yeah.
Because then it was done. And I did it because that sort of hour and a half on a Saturday morning after a really busy, intensive week at work was my time. You know, people go off and they go to the gym and they go walking and hiking and, you know, have therapy and counselling and yoga. Mine was sat in here. My hands were occupied, so I couldn't be on my phone. I couldn't do emails, texts, WhatsApp, phone calls.
Quiet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's not quiet in here, but like a...
I could just come down a few notches. I'd have great chats with all of the therapists. You know, my last few years, I was always with Jade. We would have an absolute laugh and a giggle.
And you were having a rough time as well, personally, as well. You were going through some stuff, weren't you?
I had a lot going on, and...
Yeah. Felt like this was your therapy
This was a bit of my therapy. And it was someone who never judged me, would listen, would give me thoughts and feelings as well. It wasn't just a one-sided conversation. And we would find laughter in some of the real crappy things. And it just meant I left here feeling like I could start my weekend as just me.
Was it like a regulation thing for you, do you think?
Probably. It was like, get it out, because otherwise I'm going to explode. And I didn't want to, you know, have that feeling constantly being on edge. So it was like, actually, to come in here and not be able to move for like an hour and 10, 20 minutes, have to sit still, have to calm my mind down a bit, because I couldn't action anything that needed actioning, you know.
Never thought of it like that, Katie.
It was my real... And I think for 8 years, that was my therapy.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and that's when, like, when you launch franchises, you know, I was following on Instagram and going, oh, look. And many a time I would sit in here with Jade and go, oh, I'd love to. And she'd be like, why don't you? And I was like, it's not the right time, and the kids are still in school. And eventually, I kind of you know, fates aligned.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity, and I'd had major surgery, and I was sat at home, recuperate. Literally, I couldn't move. So I was sat in a chair for 6 weeks going, can't do anything. Exhausted, because also recovery is really intensive and really draining.
Yeah.
And I started planning out what I would do, how I would do it, looking at the business plan. I plucked up the courage to email you.
Yeah, that took you about a year, didn't it?
It took me 18 months from when I first started, like, seriously going, oh, I could do this.
Because Jade had mentioned to me a few times, have you heard from Katie? I was like, who's Katie? And you were like, she was like, you're going to hear from Katie.
I drafted an email and I
was like,
out.
no, do you want me to get in touch with her? She went, no, she's got to do it herself. And I was like, OK.
And it's funny because what Jade said, you got to do it yourself, is exactly my mentality about things. When people say to me, and I'm like, well, they got to do it themselves.
No, she was very like, no, she's going to contact you when she's ready. And I was like, wow, OK, and then in you come.
Yeah. And then that was it.
I felt like you had it all planned by the time I spoke to you.
I think because I had sat in here every 2 weeks going, oh, yeah, I could do that,
I like that,
do
don't
that.
like
Yeah,
that.
I like that. Yeah, I'll do it like that. Don't like that. And I think that from what I wanted it to look like and feel like was a really easy decision, because I wanted it to look and feel like Farnham, but have its own take on it.
Well, have you?
Yeah, and I think that was it. Yeah. So that side of it was all really easy. Yeah.
I only had to rein in the purple chairs.
No purple chairs.
That was the only thing I said no to.
I put a purple cushion in instead.
Yeah. Your favourite colour is purple. The one thing that's not really in the brand. It's like a token shade.
Whenever I do branding, you can always tell it's me, because purple's always my first shade I choose. Yeah. But yeah, and I think that evolution of having sat here, learnt the brand firsthand as a client, and then transferring that into, OK, how do I deliver that to clients? It's what I love.
So when did because you were made redundant, right?
Yeah.
So when did that come in, before the surgery or after?
So that was whilst I was recuperating.
So the redundancy came in while you were sick?
Yeah. Oh, and it was brutal. Kind of, I'd already in my head been like I was in IT for 24 years.
In project management?
In all sorts of... I started as technical, hands-on, scrabbling under desks, pulling cables. I was in data centres, racking servers. Yeah. I was like the biggest tomboy in... I was proper, like,
How did you get into IT then? Like?
Randomly, really randomly. So I went and did a degree in performing arts and English literature. Completely came out of university and was like, I don't know what this degree means job-wise. And from when I was 16, I'd always worked. So my mum worked in the NHS in the finance department, and I'd always gone and been a data clerk during the summer holidays.
Right. What's a data clerk? Like
so
admin?
Basically just basic admin.
Right.
So, I started at 16 doing the filing. Right, and this is back before... There weren't even computers on every desk. Like, everything was paperwork. Yeah, So wind the clock back a bit, pre-digital. And I would go and do all the filing in the finance department for the summer holidays. And then college holiday, university holiday, I would go back, because a lot of the team were taking time off for school holidays because they were mums. So I would always be covering. And over the years, I learned how to do lots of the different roles, and I could do payroll. So I was in the payroll department, and I would cover each person who was off and do a different section of payroll each week. And I think that kind of work ethic that was where it came from. If you want something, you earn, you work hard.
You have got an incredible grit and determination about you, but your whole family do.
Yeah,
I see it in all of you.
We're grafters.
You are absolute grafters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it as well. It was really lovely to see, as a family, how you all pulled together and everyone chipped in, and it was like we're all in it.
Yeah.
I can imagine you having a family sit down. This is my idea. This is what I would like to do. What do you think?
So that's Toby's least favourite phrase of mine.
Oh, is it?
I've got an idea.
And
he literally groans. And he's like, oh God, what is it?
But was it a family decision?
I discussed it with Toby. And I think having gone through, I did all my admin work and went to university, and I came out and I got office jobs.
Yeah.
And I'd actually gone back to the NHS and done some project coordinator work. Then I'd got made redundant then, and actually Toby was working for an IT company in London, and we were friends, and he said, oh, apply for this job, send me your CV.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I got that job, and that's how I got into IT. Moved to London, and then a couple of months later was pretty much, Toby and I had got together, and we were just suddenly this, couple in the same IT. And I'd got into IP telephony, and that was kind of my real start into IT. And as that technology changed, sort of the first 10 years, I was IP telephony, and then service now. So telephones over the network, as opposed to analogue lines.
Right, okay.
ServiceNow then came along, which is a software platform. If you've seen the Idris Elba adverts, that's the reference. So then I got into sort of more business processes and project management, and sort of worked my way up, running project teams and managed service teams in that world. So,
wow.
When it came to that, I change?
Yeah. Did you know you were going to get redundancy?
No. And it was very much...
Sometimes you can feel it, can't you? But it's happening everywhere, isn't it? In so many big companies.
I think throughout my career, I've always had a bit of that sixth sense of the writing's on the wall, something's come in. I think there's been 3 times where I've sort of seen redundancy coming and I've moved before it's happened. Right. And then, in my rearview mirror, people behind me going, oh, we didn't know. And I was like, you can shift, you can sense shifts and change in business. So when it came to what do I do next, I'd already been saying for sort of a couple of months, I think I'm done with IT. I am mentally exhausted from that continuous demand to keep up. IT is fast-paced, it is demanding. I've always got to be out in front of it, and that's great, but you have to be careful you don't get burnt out.
And the higher salaries, the higher pressure, the higher responsibilities, the expectations.
The higher you get, the harder it is, because there is just this feeling of having to do what's next and know what's next and before anyone else and deliver it faster, quicker, better. And I feel very much like I'd kind of, 24 years is a lot to be working at that high pace all the time.
But it got you the life that you wanted, the house you wanted, didn't it? It got you the car, the house, the lifestyle, the kids' education.
And I would never look back with it in any kind of sense of, oh my God, it was awful. I think I just got to my level of, I don't want to chase that dream as much as I was previously. And I'd kind of gone, I need to do something for me.
But you're such a creative person.
Yeah. And I think that's where this had always really, really appealed to me. And I was just like, So I sat down with Toby and said, I really want to do this. He'd known, because I kept looking and going, oh, look, I could do this and I could do that. And he was like, yeah, how are we going to afford all this? And what are you going to do about your job? And I was like, So we kind of decided between us, look, we can take 2 years and you can see if this works, see if this is what you want to do, but don't do it as a hobby. You've got to be all in. So that means not going...
It's an expensive hobby, isn't it?
Very expensive hobby. But it means not going back into IT. Toby was really clear, you can't be doing your career and be doing this business. It's one or the other. Oh, right. Because sensible. You'll fail at both.
Yeah.
And he's right. I mean, I would have failed at both.
You mean trying to have the job career
if I'd gone back to IT and stayed in IT, which is full-time, high demand, and tried to set up a business, I'm not saying you can't run a business, but setting up a business.
No, but you have to get the foundations right, and you have to be in it for at least the first year.
Yeah.
And we've seen that with you. You're in it, and then I remember saying to you, when you have a mind like yours and you've had a career like yours, running a salon day to day isn't that exciting because you want the next thing, or you want to grow, or you want to scale. Like, I love Mooeys, but I couldn't be in running every day because I'd be like wanting to fix it, change it, grow, scale. It's just the way our brains work.
Yeah.
When actually you've created something else that works alongside it now, haven't you?
And I think it was 8 months ago, an opportunity came up for me to do some IT consultancy work in the ServiceNow space that I knew and I still loved.
Yeah.
And it was only sort of like 2 days a week, and I was like, that I can balance.
Isn't it?
The salon had been open sort of 18 months or so.
Team were a bit more established.
Team was established. We had our routine, and we were kind of in a place where I went, actually, if I structure this so that it is 2 days a week, the team know I am not Mooeys as such. I am, Katie doing my consultancy work, and it works.
Yeah, and it's actually, in most franchises, it's not allowed. However, in our franchise, because I understand as me and you, and Kriya is the same in Newbury, I understand how we are.
Yeah, you've got to have that something that you're still building.
But there's people like us that just want fingers in lots of pies.
Yeah.
And therefore, we have found a way to do it, which is that consultancy alongside.
Yeah.
Like Vanessa is amazing and loves being in her salon. She loves being in that salon.
And she's got a super salon. She's built it. It's so
massive.
big. Yeah.
It is huge.
Yeah.
And that is busy. That is the highest turnover. It is busy, busy, busy. So she's in it.
Yeah.
But actually, I think that what I love about it is the flexibility.
Yeah.
That we can choose if you want, because I just think otherwise you'd be bored sitting there.
Yeah, I think I do always need that kind of next thing, that next soundbite, that next little nugget to investigate, to explore, whether it's new treatments, new technologies in beauty, whether it's another salon, whether it is like doing consultancy work. I think my brain needs to be active.
Yeah.
And what I've seen is where I've gone back into IT and had to switch that corporate brain back on, a lot of that is now coming back into my business. And I think actually it's probably good for me to have that mixture, that blend.
But it's also giving you the income.
Yeah.
Whilst you're still growing a business, right?
Yeah. I mean, financially, it's made great sense because I've now got a safety net on the salon, and it is a hard graft.
It's a slow,
it's a real slow
in Winchester, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's been slower than I expected.
Me too. Yeah.
And I think that's not necessarily location, but that probably does play into it a bit. But also, global economy. Even the weather hasn't been that nice to me.
Well,
our first summer
it
was awful.
Because Winchester, realistically, I don't know how open and honest you want to be about it, but Winchester probably is at 2 years where we have been in the others at 1 year.
Yeah.
So it has been really slow. And I feel like there's been... What I love about working with you is that you're always willing to try something. If it's not work, we kind of fail fast and move on to something else.
Yeah. I mean, I keep things... I wouldn't say I kind of rip it up, start again.
No.
It's more like evolve.
Yeah.
And I think it is that kind of evolve or die. You can't just sit still.
You have to be, and that is business. But there is something about Winchester that when you get clients come in, they stay. They don't leave.
Our retention is great.
It's massive.
And oh my God, I love our clients.
Yeah.
They are such good fun.
Yeah.
So many varied personalities, and really have got to know most of our regulars. And, that is great.
But it's the awareness that you're not getting enough of them.
No, and I think because obviously Winchester was the first city centre, it's the first shopping centre, and I think there was a massive learning curve for me thinking that, like Mooeys Farnham, Market Town, nice, quirky location, quirky building, would just transfer to modern shopping centre. And I think some of the challenges I faced with building and sort of trying to coordinate all of that.
Timing, you have to open at certain times and close,
and I was
even if it's not right for your business.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, I've got some different things to navigate that no one's navigated before.
Yeah.
How do I go through this?
And there's even things like, because you're up the steps.
Yeah.
That's the biggest challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the car park, which you wouldn't think about at the time of setting up a salon in a shopping centre, right? However, the doors close and the car park closes at 6.
Yeah, yeah.
So your clients have to go up and down the stairs. So if they've got buggies or they're in wheelchairs or they need support in any way.
We are fully accessible when the shopping centre's open. But as soon as the shopping centre closes, we're not, because we've got, 20 steps up to us.
Which is a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's nothing I can do about it. You know, I can't physically...
No, but then late nights don't work, really, because you're basically saying you can only come if you can get up and down 20 steps.
Yeah, so that was kind of something that I had to... I'm not very good at accepting problems can't be solved. So that was something I had to just kind of go, Katie, park that, you can't solve that one. But so I would say we're accessible, 95% of the time.
Well, yeah, but your opening hours are pretty much in line with the shopping centre, aren't they?
Yeah, so we do 2 late nights where we're open later. But other than that, Winchester does go quite quiet after 5 o'clock. And that was something else we were like, no one pops into Winchester.
Yeah.
The facilities there are all the same as you'd find in any other town, whether you're going to the post office or hairdressers or, popping into Sainsbury's.
But parking is astronomical in Winchester, isn't it?
Yeah. And also the one-way system can be a real curse if you're trying to pop in. We've just had some different challenges, like locational challenge. So I think that does play into a broader reach. I think people that are coming into Winchester, people that work in Winchester, they found us, they like us, they're coming back. We get a lot of people after work, which is why our late nights on Wednesdays and Thursdays, from 5 o'clock onwards, we are solid booked every week. Do we do more late nights? I don't know. It's
well, your mornings are really slow though, aren't they?
Yeah, again, because everyone wants to avoid rush hour and school runs.
So it may be that you just shift it down.
So during the winter, we open at 10 because there is nothing. In the summer, we sort of do 9:30. And it's been that trial and error of opening times that we've now got a pattern that we can follow again that's working. So.
And then the weather, like how can that affect a salon? You wouldn't believe it, would you? If someone said, "Oh gosh, you've got to think about this when you choose your location." Yeah, it flooded, didn't it? The whole
of Winchester flooded. A week after we opened, the whole of Winchester flooded, and we had like photos on like Facebook and stuff of it was right up to the bins, and I was like, "Oh my God, now." Never have I been more grateful for those 20 steps up to our salon, because I was thinking, oh my God.
It ain't coming up to us, but they've got to get here first.
Yeah. The weather, obviously, that first summer was atrocious. So you don't really know the impact that has. You can't, you can only forecast, and then you have to kind of go, well, I think it would have been this. So, the weather, why would you go and get a pedicure done if you're keeping your trainers or your welly boots on all summer? Some people do because they like it, but those extra clients that just are those like summer holiday clients, so that made it a bit slower that first year. We then had a booming Christmas and we were like, yes, brilliant. But then global politics started to come into play the following year, and the economy, and
why has it impacted Winchester more though, do you think?
I think Winchester has such a mixed demographic. There's, a lot of high earners, a lot of commuters. The demographic is the same as all of our other locations, but I think where it's city centre, you get a lot more variety. So, you think
on paper it looks the same. On paper
it looks
when you're
the same.
analysing which town to go into, because there's a lot of research and work that goes into that. When you're finding your location, you can't just put a Mooeys in anywhere. It's got to be a certain location, certain population, certain demographic, because of how niche we are to some degree. So you need enough people to pull from. You can't just go into a very small town or village or something.
There is that demographic, but I do think there's probably it's probably diluted a bit more because it's a bigger city.
It's much bigger.
Yeah. And also I think our demographic is probably, in Winchester, is maybe slightly older than some of the other towns. So we kind of have to think, right, so they've been there longer, they're slightly older, they probably already have their routines, they probably already have places they like. We do get, as therapists move from other places and close, we do get clients coming to us and said, oh, I'd recommend it.
You do get walk-ins, don't you? Because
we do,
you still get...
We still get clients like, well, I didn't know you were here. Yeah. Like, if you just opened...
my banners are everywhere. You can't miss us, really.
It's like we've been here nearly 2 years.
Yeah. But we still have it now. Yeah. We've been here 13 years in December, and we still get people go, I didn't know you were here.
And I think that's it. Unless you're looking for it, you think how many times you walk down the high street, and unless you're looking for that type of location, that shop, that services, you sometimes don't see it, So it's as it sort of creeps into your mind. And you go, oh yeah, I really want to get my nails done. And you're, oh, it's a new place. Yeah, they don't know we've been there 2 years.
And I think you've got to stand out with Winchester, because for people to come in, it is a bit of a ball ache, right? Same as Guildford.
I think it has to be planned rather than on a whim kind of thing.
Yeah, so like, what would make someone go, well, I'm going to go to that salon in the city centre rather than someone down the road from me that is easier? What makes them come to Mooeys specifically?
I think it's the same as all our salons. It's always people-driven.
Yeah, the chat.
They love the team, the staff. They love the service, the experience, and it's all part and parcel. Like if you walk into a salon and don't get acknowledged, or you walk in and some people are quite nervous to walk in.
Oh, we also attract a lot of people that are first-timers for that reason, isn't it? Because it's very welcoming and friendly. Yeah.
And you just, if you walked into somewhere and they just looked up and went, yeah, hi, sit down.
Oh, I hate that. But that's why I created Mooeys, because I absolutely hate those salons.
You're not going to get that feeling of you're welcome. They want you there.
Yeah.
They're pleased to see you. Yeah. So, even if I'm doing a pedicure and I've got my back to the door, you hear the door go, you turn around, oh, morning, do you want to take a seat?
Yeah.
Amelia, Lily, Bonnie, they'll be with you in a minute. And they go, oh, okay, thanks. If I know the client, it's always, oh, hi, Dawn.
Yeah,
hi,
how was that wedding in the end?
Yeah. And that's just it. I think that making sure that whoever walks through the door knows that they're welcomed and we want to be part of their, whatever beauty treatment journey they're on, we will share that with you. We'll advise you. We're not going to do something that you don't need. We're not going to do something that isn't necessary. Yeah. Even to the point of, if nails, especially if your nail health isn't great, we trust us that we won't do it. And I think that is what makes us different. We're not afraid to say no.
Yeah.
And that in itself is like a real strength.
Yeah, and we won't just stick nails on anybody. We're very conscious of that.
Yeah.
So what? Oh, I've got so many questions for you. I don't know which one to go with first.
We've gone very businessy, haven't we?
We have gone very businessy, and actually, I want to understand more about the transferable skills from IT to Mooeys. How has that helped? I also want to find out, like, if you could change anything, what would it be?
Okay.
Oh, like, I've got so many.
So I think IT, like, I was in business processes. Yeah. So, but IT for me has always been about troubleshooting.
Oh, you do love a Gantt chart, don't you?
Oh, I love a Gantt chart. Spreadsheet, colour-coded, filtered,
When you've done your business plan, I was like, holy shit. I've never seen anything like it. You went and asked, you got all of the hex codes, you got all the brand colours, and you done this business plan. Yeah. Honestly, it was like a mashup of a CFO mind with what's-her-face from Clueless. That's what I thought when I saw your business plan. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You just needed to print it off and sprinkle some
perfume
on it.
I just needed to print it on glittery paper, and that would have been, that's Katie's.
But it was so detailed.
Yeah. And I think that's it. That skill set coming from the corporate world, my ability was always to be a bridge between technical descriptions and plans and solutions and be able to talk to a non-technical person. Yeah. And as a head of service, as a service delivery manager, as a project manager, my strength was always being able to take what some very intelligent techie said and put it into layman's terms and be able to present at C-level.
That's a bit of a superpower.
Yeah, and be able to say, right, we've identified your problem. And one of my things was always start at the end. What is the problem you're trying to solve? Yeah. Because once you've identified that, the rest is easy. You just work backwards. Yeah.
And we do love that. Like I said to you the other day, didn't I? I want to spar with you. We have the name for the quick treatment, which we created for Winchester, right? Because we realised that actually people want to just something quicker because they're on the lunch break. So let's create something that suits them.
Quick treat gel polish.
And I was like, I don't like the name. It don't right. Can we spar it off? Because there's not many people that you can be that blunt and honest. Like, no, that shit, hate that. Yeah. And you'll still keep coming up with the ideas. And you don't care if I say shit. You just keep coming up with them.
No. And I think that's
it's really cool.
I love being able to interact with people who just say it like it is. Like, there's no... Just because I've said something you don't agree, I don't take it personally. Yeah. I'm like, if I truly believe in it, I will come back and go, no, listen, like, this is what this is why I've said it. And you'll go, it still doesn't work. And I go, okay, that's fine. It's
fair. Yeah. It's not
here's my next idea.
Here's my next. I'm going to hit you with another one.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to be able to do that. And I've got loads of things I want to spar with you about. But anyway, quick treat...
I think that comes from my IT client management side. Yeah. You go to a client and, I was working as a third party. So, they've employed you to solve a problem.
Yeah.
So you would take solutions and say, right, you can do. My favourite is saying, well, option one is always do nothing. You won't solve the problem, it won't go away, but you also won't spend money, and so that is an option. And they'd be like, yeah, that's not an option.
That's not an option. Let's ditch. Okay, let's go on to the other ones.
Now I know I've got you invested and you want to change.
Yeah.
So to change, you can do option 2 and 3. These are the pros, these are the cons. And playing it back has always been that kind of skill set of saying, right, you know, if you do this, it's going to work, but it might, you know, take time to adopt this, or it might cost a lot, etc. Or you can do this, and it's not going to cost as much, but it's only going to solve half the problem, but it will be a good starter that you can grow.
Yeah.
So always being able to kind of put options on the table.
And how has that helped you in
Salon? Even writing my business plan, I could do this or I could do this. I could go in this location and do this, or I could go. So I think where I've been able to adapt those skills has been when I did my beauty training, and then went, right, okay, now I understand the ins and outs of the process. I can then look at the problem, work backwards. So even like the mani bench, I remember, you know, when Martin said, well, all the others have got this. And I went, no. I know the exact space I've got. I want it this size for this reason. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, because I know the exact space. And again, I'd worked backwards. I hadn't kind of gone, oh yeah, all the mani benches all the same size and all the other salons, I'll make my salon fit that. I was like, no, this is the space I've got. My problem is I want to get as many
stations as I can in this space without it being uncomfortable. Yeah. And you achieved it, right? And it's a massive bench though.
Yeah, I mean, ours is flexible. We keep it at 4 stations.
But you could put 5.
But we can put 5 in. You know, when we're not at 5, we keep our little light box to take photos and things on there. So, or we put the products in the centre so that, you know, you can see products and things. So, yeah, all of that. And I think that's where it's come from. I've got a problem. How do I fix it?
You are very solutions driven, aren't you?
Even when we had things like the accessible toilet that we had to have, like the planning that goes into a salon is crazy in that kind of detail. And
also you had to use trades, didn't you? That was really challenging because it doubled your fit out costs,
wasn't it? It's a commercial building. We had to obviously follow all the health and safety, etc., set by the shopping centre, but we also had to work with them to have...
With shop fitters rather than individual trades.
We couldn't get individual trades because they had to submit all of their plans to the shopping centre and get, you know, hot works permits and...
But the problem with that is what you'd budgeted for literally doubled, wasn't it?
I mean, it tripled. And it was... It was suddenly the money that I'd got to invest in the business and keep us afloat through
cash
quite
flow
a time.
It was all gone
there. No. And we had to make, you know, I had, again, problem solving. Right, so I've spent the money up front, so how am I going to get through the quiet months? And it was just problem solving. And unfortunately, biggest cost is always staff. So it was, how do I run a lean team that keeps us open the hours we can? But we kind of then
But also they need to be able to drive the business and revenue by being good. And
we had to have this balancing act of having enough staff in so that we could build our capacity, but not have too many that actually it bankrupted us before we'd even started. So we've spent 2 years really plugging away. Opening hours was another thing, like shaving off half an hour in the winter, not opening until 10.
Helped you with X amount of payroll.
Helped with payroll. It actually also helped with the well-being of the team.
Yeah.
You know, dark mornings, there is nothing worse.
And also because they're all doing park and ride, so their day doesn't just finish then. They've then got to get a bus to the car park to then get home.
So that balancing act of having like summer and winter opening hours, and we do it by when the clocks change, we flip to our summer opening hours, and then we flip back in October.
Yeah.
And I think that's
all transferred, isn't it?
That's the problem. Try different solutions to fit it.
And then you've got this other itch you're scratching with the project management, like consultancy.
And then my consultancy stuff is exactly the same. They've got problems. How do we make the technology
so cool.
fit?
I love that you've managed to merge the two. So if you could have done anything different, what would it be? Please don't say not what a franchise.
No. And that's just it. As much as there has been sleepless nights and worry, I've only think in 2 years.
There's once you've told me that I was like, oh, I think she's on the edge here.
Once I've been in tears going, oh my God, I just can't. Yeah. Only once in 2 years.
That's not bad going, because I mean, I've had it a lot more.
That's a record for me. Yeah. If I look back at the rest of my career, that's a record.
Yeah, okay.
So, and it's not a weakness of being in tears. That is just an expression of how much I care and how much weight is on your shoulders. Yeah.
People don't realise, like, however your business is, starting a business in this day and age is so challenging. We're in the hardest industry to make money in.
Yeah.
We're in the hardest like time to ever do it. We're also probably doing the hardest treatments to make money in.
Yeah. And
like, it's all against us, really.
There's scrutiny at every point, isn't there? And I think also reputationally, you know, anywhere you look online about anything beauty related, there's naysayers everywhere, and they all think we're money laundering, and
because they think we're nail bars.
And I'm like, to be under that much scrutiny and criticism and narrow margins and constant pressure, you're going to have a cry once in a while. So
I'm done for it just being a couple of times.
I'm like, once isn't
I'll take that.
Yeah.
So what would you change? Do you think you would do Winchester?
I would still do Winchester. Location-wise, I am an hour about Winchester location, like being in the Brooks, because it's paid off in some ways and not in others. And I think there's never a perfect world. There's never a perfect location. You're always going to have some challenges. So I think location-wise, we've got a nice little corner unit. You know, people love being able to sit.
It's so bright
watch
and airy.
the world go by. It's great
it's
for
a
people
proper people watching spot, isn't it?
So I don't think I'd change that. I think I would stagger the build. I would have started with one treatment room, and I learnt this. We desperately pushed to get both treatment rooms open.
Yeah, because you're also a perfectionist and you wanted it all done, didn't you? Yeah.
And we couldn't. You know, with all the people hours, and, you know, you say about I had family helping, it wasn't just my husband and 2 kids.
No, it was everybody.
I had 2 sets of aunt and uncles, I had my cousins in there, I had my mum and dad in there. It's like, it was to say it was a family affair, it was like mafia kind of family affair, you know? And to this day, there's still times where, you know, when we were doing the Christmas market, my aunt came and helped me with that, you know, because it was freezing cold, and obviously going for loo breaks when it was just me on my own, I was like, what do I do?
Yeah.
So she came and did a day with me. My mum, still, bless her, my tumble dryer blew up, and I take all the laundry home from the salon. So my mum kindly was like, do you want me to take some? I was like, thanks, Mum. So there's still things that my family do to help support me, and that, I think, as any business owner, having that support network is just invaluable.
You can't do it on your own.
No.
And I think you need people in your corner that's fighting for you, that wants you to win and wants you to succeed, because it's so hard to do it on your own.
Yeah. So I think I would have, going back to what would I have done differently, I wouldn't have pushed so hard to have that second treatment room ready, because realistically, we got it ready.
You didn't need it, did you?
I didn't need it. I didn't really need it. We've opened it up this summer.
For the facials?
We closed it down after a while, because I was like, I've just got stock sat in there.
Yeah.
We used it as an office and a meeting room. And I think actually I could have done the first 2 years of business with one treatment room, and possibly like saved the cost of some of the fit out and delayed it. You know, it's done, so it's great. And we are using it now, but I think that would have been one of my biggest things, is stage it so that you're bringing things in as the business needs them, not when it looks like it sort of needs to be finished.
Yeah. I've never opened any of our salons with a treatment room.
Yeah.
It's always been where the tools are kept while we do the launch weekend.
Honestly.
Yours was as well, though, isn't it? Like, all the tools are in the treatment room when you do the launches.
It had no paint on the walls, no wallpaper, no flooring down,
Your
no
toilet
furniture.
had an undercoat, I think, didn't it?
Yeah, our toilet was, it had a first coat and no skirting board, and the pipes weren't boxed in, and it literally had running water and a flushing toilet.
That's all that matters.
Like,
and actually, no one really cares.
And
that's
on
the
the
fun.
wall.
Yeah, that's
I'd put pictures up.
You've got to just do it. You can't just wait for perfection.
No.
You have to just do it and know that you'll be okay.
There's still things that I need on my to-do list to go and finish.
Yeah.
And I just think there gets a point where everything's working, everything's safe, everything's usable, functioning. Don't sweat the small stuff. That's probably something I've learned I've never been very good at.
That's a really, insightful.
Yeah. You've got to learn to let go sometimes.
It's true, because you do sweat the small stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
You do, like, you get your teeth stuck into something, and sometimes it's like, if it's not making money and it's not providing a better service, don't bother.
Is it going to improve the experience? Is it going to make you more money?
Yeah.
is it going to stop you from opening the business?
Yeah, and this is
No.
it. Like the three questions we ask:
Yeah.
business, is it good for the business, the clients, the staff, the team? If you can't say yes, like your blue trim that you were talking to me about, that was like 3 questions, Katie. Don't worry about the blue trim, because no one sat in pedicures going, oh my God, why have you not painted that up there?
I know.
And you're like, no, but it's not finished. I was like, honestly,
And
don't even waste your time and energy on it.
It's like I've got mental lists. Things that irritate me that I want to get done, things that actually have to be done for the business, and then kind of like the wish list.
Yeah.
The wish list is things that the clients would benefit from an experience, but aren't essential. And then the must get done are the essentials. And then there's my list that is, endless, like reams of,
Now, I really want to touch on this. I don't know what time we got. Okay, so I really want to touch on this, and it's to do with this love that you have developed for colleges and students, okay? Because it's not something we've done in our business, because in all honesty, it's a time and a money problem.
Yeah.
Because it's really challenging to support people that are in colleges, because they expect a lot of support, but we are not training salons. And if you're a training salon with apprenticeships, I mean, there's no point in having apprenticeships anymore, like, really, because you don't get that much for it, and you still have to pay, and with the cost of their salary, it's just not really worth it. However, you're fundamentally taking someone out of a college that's not qualified, can't do treatments until they've finished a certain level, and then you're expected to train them when they're in college, but you're teaching them to work in a salon. So I've actually never delved into this world, because we don't have the time, and it's a cost thing. However, you have found this real passion for it. So tell me about it. Where did this come from?
So again, back from previous experience, I have worked where I've been service desk manager and sort of head of service delivery, where I have had apprentices in the IT world.
Right.
And I think it's not just from that, but I think I've also got a real embedded kind of like give people opportunities, help them to grow, invest in that next generation, invest in someone's future.
You are so passionate about this. Where does it come from?
I don't know. I think probably I've always had people that have gone out their way to help me. I've always had this kind of I don't know, something in me that is very much about
help.
Give it back.
Yeah, you really want to help people, like give them a leg up, don't you?
I'm a firm believer in like fate, you know, pay it on, pay it forward, because it always comes back to you. And like if people said to me, you know, are you religious or spiritual? That's kind of my spiritual thing, is like pay it forwards, because it always comes back to you.
I love that.
So my thing about, if I have the opportunity in an employment sense to help someone and give them the opportunities I've had in life and experience, why wouldn't I? As long as it's not, you know, causing me or my family harm or financially completely unsustainable, make it work. So when Basingstoke College of Technology reached out to me and said, would I come and be an employer assessor for their level 2 and 3, actually, I think I've only done level 2 employer assessor. If they're beauty students, I was like, yeah, all right, give it a go. And it was such a good, it was just a moment that clicked for me. Like, this is how I pay it forward, okay? I've been very lucky in my career to have travelled the world doing projects. I have had, you know, promotions and opportunities. I've sat in front of, you know, C-level. I've, you know, been working with suppliers and things that have really kind of given me networking and opportunities that I was like, why can't I be that person?
It is just time, isn't it?
It is time. So I do take time out of the business to go and donate my time to the college. What came of that was then they asked me, would you take work placement students? Because they have to do something like 30 hours in industry as part of their course. And I was a bit like, yeah, okay. And we sort of, so I went and sat down with Charlotte from Basingstoke College, and she sort of explained, you know, this is what they do and da-da. And I said, absolutely, more than happy to, but I need to interview them because they need to fit our brand. They absolutely have to fit in with the team. I couldn't have someone that would jar against the team and make the sort of vibe in the salon change. And I said, if they do a good work placement with me, then I'll consider them for a role going forwards. I said, but there's no guarantee of a role just because they've done their work placement with me. And they're like, no, that's great, that's great. So I had the lovely Lily reach out to me, and I said to her, and she's like, oh, yeah. I said, right, you've got to come and meet me. She said, yeah, okay. I said, the best way to do it, I said, is go and book yourself a free patch test on our app. I said, book it with me so you'll know my availability. I said, and then come in and we'll do a chat then. Because trying to align
really
diaries is like...
It's such a good idea.
Well, first off, it tests their real hunger for it. Because
they've got to make an effort.
They've got to make an effort.
And this is the hardest thing,
Within
isn't it?
10 minutes, Lily had booked that in.
Oh,
and I went,
what a
OK,
ledge,
first tick. She came in, she was smart, presentable, friendly. And I was like, yeah, OK, this looks like it's going to work. So she started doing her work placement with us December last year. I gave her, a T-shirt and a jumper, so she looked the part, and we did her name badge and everything. And she came in, 15 minutes early, which I was like, another tick. She came out, she was all bright and shiny, And I was doing I was with a client at the moment doing a manicure. Amelia was with a client in the treatment room. Someone walked in, and Lily just started talking to her, and I thought, oh, it must be someone she knows. And they said, oh, Katie, I'm really sorry to interrupt you. How do I use the computer? And I went, she had just walked in,
oh my gosh,
greeted a client,
that is
and
so
tried
unusual
to self-serve. And I literally, my heart
I'm going to keep
sang.
you.
Yeah, my heart sang. And I went, wow.
Yeah.
The interesting thing that came out of it is having the work placement students come in is we needed to change some of our processes because they needed more steer. So we created our daily check sheets, and they could work through everything and tick it off and doing refills
without
and cleaning,
the need of keeping asking,
without me having to go and now do this and now go here. And so we introduced that, and honestly, that was she'd come in, and it would all be ticked, all the refills, all the cleaning done. She's brilliant. And then a couple of weeks later, I had Bonnie after a work placement. She was doing her level 3, so she was a year ahead of Lily. And I was like, yeah, okay, we can have 2 in, come and meet me, And again, Bonnie came in, quiet and nervous and all. And I said, OK, you chatty though and friendly. And I was like, OK, let's see how you get on. The pair of them together, oh my God, Amelia comes out the treatment room, and as soon as the client's out the treatment room,
they're in, cleaning up and
stripped down, clean, restocked
it.
And before Amelia's client had even sort of left, they're like,
whole
treatment room's ready. So, and I thought that shows how much they want it. I'm looking for people that have got that drive, that ambition, that hunger to want to do well in a career.
They are rare.
Yeah.
They are really rare. And also what's rarer is the colleges being that proactive, because I've had it before, and this is why I'm a bit burnt with it, because the colleges I've dealt with over the years, people, they don't even turn up for students. Students don't even turn up. They commit to shifts and then don't bother.
Yeah.
They come in, they sit on the phone all day. I had one that was doing a roll-up on the reception desk.
Yeah.
And I just looked at her and said, you can go, you don't need to be here. But also the colleges, sometimes it's just like they don't give a shit. Yeah. So they just send people, they just don't care. But I love this relationship that you've built.
Because I was going into college, and I've done quite a few employer assessments now at Basingstoke. I think because I'd built some of that rapport with the tutors there, so the pupils knew I would be feeding back to their tutors as well. And that kind of triangulation relationship has really worked well. Yeah. And I think building on that is some of it is just right time, right place. Okay, karma, fate going, here you go. But I mean, Lily and Bonnie, I've now employed them in Salon. Cracking therapists. They're very early in their career, so they are benefiting from learning from more experienced therapists.
So you're creating a training salon, but they're not earning money really until they earn their keep, right?
So their work placement they were doing as part of their course, so that wasn't employment.
Yeah, a lot of people expect a job when they're not certified and they're not good, right? And they expect a job to be paid to learn. Yeah. And then what they do is they go and set up on their own. They've learned with us, we paid them. We can't generate any revenue from them. No. And then they've gone.
And this is just it. And Lily's going back to do her level 3 in September. She's going back to do nail tech. So she's doing more advanced nail therapy. Then Bonnie was umming and ahhing about a level 4, and I've encouraged her to go and do your level 4 because the age and the stage of life you're at, the opportunity is there. If you step out... If
you're getting free education, take it.
Yeah. If you step out, you will never go back to it. So do it now. And I said, what's the worst that can happen? You get to October half term, you decide it's not for you, but at least you've given it a go, and you're never going to be left going, what if? Yeah. So I will support them obviously through the next year of education as well. They'll continue to work with us.
But they can now, I say earn their keep, but you can't charge for someone to do a service if they're no good.
Yeah, exactly.
So you either have to do discounted offers, which is a bit naff. Yeah. I would rather them not pay not pay until they're good. If
So
a client pays,
we've used their work placement time to train them the Mooeys way.
Yeah.
And we say, you know, what you do in college is to get your qualification. So when you're in college, do it the college way. When you're in Mooeys, you do it our way.
Yeah.
It's only little variations and things.
Yeah.
So they've had, especially because I had two, they were practicing on each other constantly. They were observing us. We had a couple of clients who we know really well that we said, would you be happy for them to do it for you? And obviously we're supervising them the whole time. So they have been able to pick up all of our processes, our techniques, our standards.
And you're fundamentally just providing stock for them to use, right?
Yeah. And
it's brilliant. It's a brilliant way of doing it, Katie.
Yeah. So now I've got
working.
two homegrown sort of therapists.
Homegrown, organically homegrown therapists. I love that.
That we can mould and make into the next move.
But also you're building their confidence, you're giving them something that most salons wouldn't do. In this day and age we can't do, no one can afford to.
I know that's me. That is my, you've got to give people a chance.
Well, it's a really admirable
don't get me wrong,
quality.
like, you know, if things go wrong, I'm a very fair and consistent is kind of my mantra. So if things go wrong, there's a whole process that would happen if they weren't up to standard. So I think I've been lucky with the two that sort of therapists that came my way, and I think but that's just it. I think they both recognise it's an opportunity.
It is an opportunity, and they wouldn't get it anywhere else. No. I can assure you. Okay, I've got one, maybe two. I've got two questions left for you. So, what advice would you give to someone that was looking to get a franchise, not just like a beauty franchise, not just Mooeys? There's a few out there, but what's the one piece of advice you would give?
Do it. I think if your heart and soul is in it, do it. There is never a right time.
Yeah.
There is just that opportunity that opens up, and all the facts and figures and data in the world won't give you that gut feeling. So listen to your gut feeling, because
that's really lovely advice.
Intuition is sometimes just that bit that gets you over the line, okay? Facts and figures are there for a reason. They support, you know, the decision process. But I think gut instinct is sometimes overlooked. Don't be afraid to fail. Like it doesn't all go
scared,
smoothly.
aren't we?
Yeah, like it doesn't all go smoothly. You know, it's
oh God, it's not been smooth for you, has it, my love?
No. We've had our ups and downs, and every twist and turn, I've found a new skill, new knowledge. A new resilience. But I've also found that in my staff. Like every time there's been a problem, like someone has stepped up in a way that I'm like, oh, wow,
blown you away.
Great. Yeah.
It's amazing. I've found that power in my own team recently, where I have come to them for help, and I've been really vulnerable and really honest about a situation I was in financially, and I was just like, what do I do? And Lauren went, oh God, last time we had one of these sit downs, I ended up running Hazelwood for you. So what's going on?
Where are you sending the next?
Where are we going? And I just said, this is it. This is the problem we've got. And they have come on. Like, they are showing up like I never knew. I'm blown away by it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes when you engage your team into, this is the problem we've got, what do you think?
Yeah. Opening up to your team. Like, I guess my other thing is surround yourself with people you trust.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't got people you trust, you are always going to be on your own, making decisions.
Doubting yourself.
Yeah, self-doubt. You won't have sounding boards. And that, you know, whether I'm ringing you
that
for
sparring partner.
Quick 5 minutes.
But quick 5 minutes, it's actually an hour later. But it's good, because I feel like we always hash out loads. We really can... I really feel like we could run this country between us.
And sometimes I'll come with like a problem that actually I've gone through iterations of it, and actually the problem is something completely different to what I thought it was, or the solution is completely out there, and I'm like, I wouldn't have thought of that on my own. So I think don't be scared to kind of open yourself up and share.
Ask for help.
And you've got a network, use it.
And the other franchise partners have been there. We've all been there, or I've been there in nearly every scenario I've experienced now.
And recently, like Kriya and I have had some really good chats recently, and I'm like,
it's the power of a franchise network, isn't it?
Yeah, it's such a nice safety net to have, that people have been there before you. So
true. Especially like recruitment and all of that sort of stuff.
And I think don't be scared to learn new things. Like, if someone had said to me 5 years ago,
you're doing nails,
you're going to be doing manicures and pedicures, I'd be like, what? Sorry, you know, in whose world? And now I sort of think, actually, I get such a sense of sort of just an achievement. Like doing a good pedicure, I'm like,
I love a good pedi. I love having it. It's my favourite. But
I have such a love-hate with feet. I hate feet. I love doing a pedicure because you take feet that
make them look so pretty.
It looks so nice.
Yeah, I love a pedicure. I love having one. I love doing one, and it's that instant gratification. Yeah. Oh God, it's the best. Yeah.
So I think just kind of don't be shy or scared of learning new things. Or even if you can't learn it all,
learn some.
Yeah. The rest will come. And you know, plan. But your plan is not your absolute, I must achieve it all.
It's not the Bible, is it?
No. Plan is like a picture frame, and all the bits that you put in it kind of can move around and change. But you've got your kind of framework that you're like, yeah, okay, I've pretty much 90% done what I said I was going to do. The other 10%...
Yeah. That's such great advice. Thanks, Katie.
I mean, I do need to live it a bit more sometimes.
Yeah, but I feel like this, like focusing on the small detail, maybe we need to get a little bit gentler.
I know. And I think that's a life lesson for me, and I'm learning, you know. There used to be a time where if everything wasn't as perfect as I said it should be and how I wanted it to be,
it's such hard work
then
living in that space,
failure, isn't it? And I'm like, that's not true.
It's not true.
No.
Failure, it doesn't equal failure. And actually, you need to fail. You need to screw up. You need to get things wrong to get better.
I'm happy with 90% these days, you know.
I'm happy with 70.
Yeah. Oh no.
Well, thanks. And we have one final question, as always, with the Moo Chats podcast, is what's for dinner? So it's a Sunday today.
It's a Sunday. It'll be a Sunday roast.
On a day like today?
Well...
It's glorious.
I know. But where did this weather come from? I haven't planned. So, a bit like my opening hours, where I have summer hours and winter hours. We do Sunday lunch in the summer, it's barbecue on a Sunday. No. In the winter, it's Sunday roast.
Yeah.
But when the weather's playing havoc like it is at the moment, and we were... Is it like 12
chicken
degrees?
On the barbie?
Yeah, we'll have either. Yeah, that kind of... I think it'll be a Sunday roast today. Because we're doing a barbecue next weekend.
I do love a Sunday roast. Yeah. What sort of meat will you go for?
Well, if Toby's buying, it's more likely to be beef. Right. If I'm buying, it'll probably be chicken. Yeah. So, yeah.
I love a roast chicken.
Can't beat it.
I just think it's one of my faves.
And see, I always buy extra large.
Yes, and then use it up. Pick all the meat off and use it for something else. Yeah.
Sandwiches, and then by midweek, the rest of it gets put into a curry, so yeah.
Oh, banging. And are the kids home tonight?
Henry is. Rosie's back at uni doing a workshop, so... She'll be back in a few weeks. Oh. Yeah, so I've got a full house for the summer.
Which is just how you like it.
There goes my kitchen cupboards. They'll be empty.
Oh, thank you so much
for
sharing your wisdom. Great. I feel like we've actually got another 3 episodes in us at least.
I know.
We've got so many things to talk about, so we're totally going to do this again if you're up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll just carefully pick our topics and work our way through them.
Thanks so much, Katie.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. We really, really love having these conversations. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the next one. And if you've got something you'd love to talk to us about, or you fancy coming on for a chat yourself, get in touch. You'll find all the details in the show notes. See you next time.